Good afternoon, students. Today we are going to discuss the play The Bishop's Candlesticks by Norman McKinnel. So let me tell you that who is what about this drama. But here I have to take you to this text, right? The Bishop's Candlesticks is a one-act play by Norman McKinnel adapted from an episode in Victor Hugo's famous novel Les Miserables. So, this novel is one act play, and that the idea is taken from the Victor Hugo's famous novel Les Miserables. So, here let me tell you about the uh, the important part is that first of all this is new part this is new according to new syllabus this is the part of major 1 2 or 3. I think major uh, 2, I am not very much sure, but yeah, that is suggested to your syllabus BA first year. So here I am discussing about this, and that is major 1. Yeah, that is major 1. And here this drama is written by McKinnell, and name of the play is, that is one act play, that is Bishop's Candlesticks. So let us see, that's and that play is taken from the idea is taken from the novel Les Miserables, written by Victor Hugo. Now, it is a powerful, poignant exploration of themes like forgiveness, redemption, the nature of crime, and the transformative power of kindness, which is very important. What is a very powerful and poignant exploration of themes like, what are the themes? Forgiveness. We should forgive, right? So to forgive someone, that is very important. Redemption and the nature of crime. Criminal sometime can be changed, so that is there. And transformative power of kindness, how the cruel person can become a very humble and generous. So here we are going to see. And Bishop Candlesticks by Norman McKinnell is first is what is important, that is playwright and background. Norman McKinnell, a British actor and playwright known for his work in the early 20th century. So he is the 20th century author and a British. He had been a British actor and playwright. And source material, the play is dramatization of a significant scene from Victor Hugo's epic novel, right, Les Miserables. So whenever you have right answer, attempt this question in exam, you should always keep in mind that this is taken from the novel Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. This idea, right, specifically the encounter between Jane Valjean, the convict in that play, and Bishop Muriel, right? McKinnell distilled the essence of this long narrative into a concise and impactful one act play. So that's a, instead of long narration, he has just given this idea in one act play, right? So plot summary, first of all, what is the plot summary? So before plot summary, let me tell you about the characters, right? So that is first of all, that is this is the theme. Main theme is that criminals are born or made by society or circumstances. This is the key line, or this is the key message of this one act play. Criminals are born. Are they born or made by society or circumstances? So this is we are going to see in the novel. Now let me tell you about the characters. So major characters are five: Bishop, uh, and the convict. Then Parsom, bishop's sister is Parsom. Her name is Parsom. So that is she is sister, bishop's sister. Then Mary, maid servant, and then clergy. Okay. So here, bishop is a very noble and kind-hearted person, selfless, man of God, and sentimental. Bishop is very positive character. But on the contrary, convict, as name suggests, he is very hardened, bitter, victim of circumstances, transformative, symbol of lost humanity. Right? Parsom is practical and materialistic, and proactive and very cynical lady. Right? And Mary is maid servant and clergyman. Now, play. Right? So plot summary is what? Plot summary is the play opens in the humble kitchen of the bishop's cottage. Can you imagine? That's a there is a cottage, right? In the cottage, right? In the cottage, then there is a kitchen, and the play starts with the kitchen, right? So here, how? Here everything that's a bishop's kitchen, right? So that's a this way you can imagine that's a bishop's small cottage, okay, and somewhat it is kitchen, and then everything is there in the bishop's kitchen. Okay, now so imagine, and then introduction of the characters. We meet Parsom, the bishop's rather uh, practical and materialistic sister. She is very practical and materialistic sister. Her name is Parsom, right? And Mary, the maid. Mary is maid servant. Parsom is constantly complaining about the bishop's extreme generosity, right? Bishop is very much generous. So sister makes complaint, and which she believes is being exploited by everyone in the parish. And what she says that your generosity is taken for granted and people take advantage of it. She reveals that the bishop has even sold their silver salt cellar to help a poor family, and she uh, she says that you have sold your silver salt cellar to help a poor family. So Bishop is too much generous. Now Bishop's character, the bishop enters full of compassion and warmth, obvious to Parsom's complaint that you are very much kind hearted, and he embodies true Christian charity. And Bishop is actually actually very much charitable, always putting the needs of others before his own comforts and possession. So he thinks for others rather than himself. He first thinks for others, Bishop. Then convicts entrance. It is late at night, and the bishop is about to go to bed when a gruff, desperate convict breaks into his house. So this is a late night, and bishop is about to go to sleep, and then a convict breaks into his house. He comes into bishop's house, and the convict, armed with a knife, is starving and hardened by years of harsh imprisonment. So Bishop convict is uh, very much he is starving, and he is starved, and then he threatens Bishop demanding food. And he actually first he convict wants to have food, so he threatens Bishop and he says that I need to have food. The bishop's kindness, instead of showing fear or anger, bishop is very cool And instead of showing fear and anger, Bishop responds with extraordinary calm and compassionate. So Bishop is very much calm and compassionate. When convict comes to Bishop at night, he comes to Bishop's house and Bishop is about to sleep, but and then Bishop seen and he threats to Bishop, but Bishop does not react and he is very calm and composed. Now he treats the convict not as criminal but as a suffering human being. This is very important. He must you must have listened that sometime people misbehaving, so that we think that what problem he has. यूजुअली इन हिंदी वी यूज टू से दैट कि भाई तुम्हारा प्रॉब्लम क्या है ना. तो वी ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड समवन प्रॉब्लम व्हाई ही इज बिहेविंग दिस वे, so then we minimize the problem. So similarly, when convict threats to Bishop, so Bishop thinks for his suffering human being, how as a suffering human being he treats him like suffering human being. He insists that Parsom bring food and wine for the convict. So he orders Parsom that just give him food and wine. Now the convict story. What problem convicts has? After eating, he eats too much, and the convict, initially very unsuspicious, gradually opens up. So initially he was very much rude and suspicious about on this bishop and bishop's sister, but gradually he opens up and gradually he becomes soft, and then he reveals his tragic past and he shares his tragic past. He is a man who stole a loaf of bread to feed his starving wife. So he narrates a story and he says that I stole a loaf of bread to feed of my starving wife, for which he was sentenced to 10 years. And then he says that for which I was sentenced to 10 years in the galleys prison ship, and I was prisoned for 10 years. The brutal treatment in prison, the constant hunger, and the loss of his humanity have turned him into a bitter and vengeful man. And because of circumstances, brutal treatment, and then constant hunger and loss of his humanity, has because of all these he has become bitter and vengeful man. He recounts how his identity number 1059 replaced his name, and then he was not, then onwards when he was in prison, was not called by name. Instead he was called by this number 1059. His name was lost, and how he has become a beast, and that is why instead of human being he became a beast. The theft. After the bishop has gone to sleep, the convict, unable to shake off his old habits, steals the bishop's precious silver candlesticks. Bishop goes for sleeping. Still he is very calm and composed. And after bishop's after when bishop goes for sleeping, so convict still is not repaired his habits. Instead he steals a bishop's precious silver candle, and bishop steals silver candle which were a gift from his mother and are of sentimental value, and that silver candlesticks were given by bishop's mother to bishop. So there were sentimental sentiments behind it. He escapes into the night, and then, after stealing silver candlesticks, he just escapes. Now, discovery and alarm. The next morning, Parsom discovers the theft and is distraught. She immediately calls the police, accusing the convict. So, Parsom finds that sticks are stolen, and then she says that she called police and accused the convict who came last night. The police intervention. Soon a sergeant and two soldiers arrive, having apprehended the convict and the candlesticks. They bring him back to the bishop's house. So they found a convict, and then they brought convict to uh, bishop's house. They bring, and the bishops lie, or act of grace. Here, that's a very important part of the act. That is, what bishop's reaction? The bishop, upon seeing the convict, does not accuse him. Instead, to the astonishment of Parsom, the police, he tells the sergeant that he gave the candlesticks to the convict as gift, along with two pieces of silver that he had forgotten to give him. So bishop says to police, no, it is not stolen. Candlesticks are not stolen. Instead, it was gifted by me, along with two pieces of silver which the convict had forgotten last night. He even gently rebukes the convict for not taking other silver. And he uh, uh, he instead scolds uh, convict, and he say, why didn't you take other two pieces of silver, implying it was a misunderstanding. And then he says that, oh, you didn't get that along with those uh, candlesticks. I gave you two pieces of silver. Why didn't you take? The convict is utterly stunned by Bishop's incredible act of kindness and forgiveness. Then convict is not able to find what to do. So he has never experienced such compassion. In his whole life, he never experienced that the person can be like this. The police release him, believing the bishop's story, and police finally releases him. And then the convict, deeply moved, drops the stolen candlesticks. He moved from bishop's home, and he drops candlesticks, and he promises the bishop that he will use the candlesticks to live an honest life. And he promises bishops that he will use the candlesticks to live a honest life, hinting at journeys to Paris, where Jean Valjean famously tries to start anew, where he starts anew, and he asks the bishop to bless him, and then he requests bishops to bless him. The play ends with the convict leaving a changed man, right? So now convict is a changed man with the bishop's blessings, and the candlestick symbolizing hope and hope and then candlesticks is the symbolizing the hope, right? So this is very beautiful drama. And second chance, the main theme is that the hope and second chance, right, which is very important part of hope and second chance, right? So here story ends. Now what are the themes? So themes are very simple themes, but yes, very important, of course. What are the themes? Power of love and forgiveness, right? We have to love humanity and forgiveness, then redemption and second chance, then mercy versus justice, then humanity and dehumanization, then materialism versus spiritualism, and social justice. So here we see in detail what are they. Let us see. That's a forgiveness and present forgiveness and that is forgiveness and punishment. The central theme, the place starkly contrasts the harsh, unforgiving nature of the legal system, right? That is very big question, or our legal system, right? That represented by the police with the bishop's boundless forgiveness. He argues that true reformation comes not from punishment, right? Very important. True reformation comes not from punishment but from compassion and understanding, right? So this is a very important statement we can see here, that what he says, that the true reformation comes not from the true reformation comes not from punishment but from compassion and understanding, right? So this is a very important theme. Then redemption and transformation. The play powerfully illustrates how an act of kindness can redeem a lost soul, right? So here next is how an act of kindness can redeem the lost soul. Then the convict given a second chance and treat with dignity. Very important. Second chance and treat with dignity, transform from a desperate criminal into a man seeking an honest life. The nature of crime, it raises the question, are criminals born, or are they made by society's injustices? Sometimes man is the like we are the product of society, right? We are the product of circumstances. So sometimes because of circumstances a person deviates from his or her path. The convict story highlights how desperate circumstances and brutal treatment can push an ordinary man into life of crime. So it happens many a time, in fact it happens. Then charity and selflessness. The bishop exemplifies true charity, not just giving money but offering understanding, respect, and belief are humanity's inherent goodness. So bishop offering understanding, respect, very important, and belief in humanity's inherent goodness. He prioritizes others' needs over his own possessions or safety. Then good versus evil, or light versus darkness. The bishop with his candlesticks, symbols of light and hope. The candlesticks are symbols of light and hope. It stands against the darkness of convict's past and harshness of the world. His action bring light into the convict's life. Materialism and spiritualism, very important and nowadays very much relevant. Pursues concern for material possessions and bishop's detachment from them highlight this contrast. She is materialistic, Perso and bishop is very much detached from all these mundane world. The candlesticks, initially a symbol of material and value, become a symbol of spiritual rebirth. Candlesticks. Symbolism: candlestick, that is the represent of bishop's cherished family heirloom, linked to his deceased mother, symbolizing sentimental value and perhaps a touch of earthly attachment from uh, from for Parsum, right? Then after the theft, they become a symbol of convicts' desperate act. Finally, the most importantly, the transform into a potent symbol of bishops' immense kindness, grace, forgiveness, and the new life offered to the convict. They are the tangible reminder of his redemption. Knife symbolizes the convict's initial desperation, threat, and violence he has learned. Bishop's house, sanctuary, a place of peace and spiritual solace, contrasting with the harsh outside world. Dramatic technique: one act play, limited characters, dialogues. Dialogue is central to reveal characters, building tension, right? Then dramatic irony, we have seen. Climax is bishop tells the police he gave the candlesticks to convict, is the dramatic climax. This is dramatic climax, right? Leading convicts profound transformation. Moral of the play: lastly, the play suggests that the true charity and forgiveness have the power to reform even the most hardened criminal. Very important. True charity and forgiveness, right? Can reform an even hardened criminal can be changed. It advocates for empathy and understanding over strict adherence of justice. Empathy is very important, understanding over strict and adherence to justice. Emphasizing that society plays a role in shaping individuals. Very important. Society plays a role in shaping individuals, that a second chance should be given, offered with genuine kindness, right, can lead to redemption. It is a timeless message about power of love and compassion to change. Here I remember one a story about how, right. Here Valmiki's Ramayana says, I would like to sum up with this idea that Valmiki, what the story about the Tulsidas, right? What he says that Tulsidas, here the dacoit who was once involved in sinful activity became a guru, a great sage, through the influence of saintly people by the chanting the holy names of God, right? So here I remember Valmiki will become Tulsidas in the Kali age and will compose this narrative of Ram in the vernacular language, right? So what I am trying to tell you that's a Tulsidas, right? How his life changed, Valmiki Tulsidas, right? So story of Tulsidas, that he authored 22 different works. He never became attracted to miracle or money, right? And then this is a great story, इसको मैं आपको हिंदी में ही बता देती हूँ कि इसमें क्या हुआ था कि एक डाकू जो है वो कैसे कैसे देखिए ये है कि इसका नारद ऋषि आज नारद ऋषि ने उनसे पूछा कि आप चोरी क्यों कर रहे हैं। उन्होंने कहा अपने परिवार के लिए, और फिर उन्होंने अपने परिवार से पूछने के लिए कहा कि क्या वे चोरी की गई संपत्ति को साझा करेंगे, क्या वे उससे उत्पन्न पाप को साझा करेंगे। तो उनकी पत्नी ने उनके पाप को स्वीकार करने से मना कर दिया कि आप का पाप आपका है, हम आपका पैसा जो आप लाते हो वो यूज़ करेंगे। उन्हें एहसास हुआ कि कितनी बड़ी गलत बात कर रहे हैं। उन्होंने नारद ऋषि से उन्हें अच्छा रास्ता दिखाने के लिए कहा। उन्होंने कहा राम नाम कहने के लिए कहा, और उसके बाद उन्होंने राम शब्द उनके मुंह में नहीं आया, केवल मरा। तो वो मरा मरा कहते रहे, लेकिन क्या हुआ, जो लगातार राम के बराबर था, और उन्होंने 100 वर्षों तक राम नाम का जाप किया और अपनी ज्ञान दृष्टि से अपने स्थान पर बैठे बैठे रामायण लिखने की शक्ति प्राप्त की। तो conclusion of this one act play is that Bishop's Candlesticks says that we we are the product of circumstances, and that is why if we are given one spark, our life can be changed. So we should always try to give a spark someone who is deviated from the right path. Thank you so much. God bless you.